Heritage Harvest. What does that mean? Well, we are gathering things that are related to our heritage at the school, at the church, and from the hospital. Because they're all a part and intertwined in terms of our heritage. The plan is that next week, Sabbath, in the lobby, we'll have a table with some artifacts, like you see here, appropriately displayed to stimulate, to have people like, hey, what are you doing this? Okay, we'd like for you to bring your artifacts, and we can scan them if they are flat, whatever, or you might be in a position where you're like, you know what, I'm willing to give it on a long-term basis loan, you know, with no plans of really ever getting it back. Because some people do that, because I've already talked with like Andy Dixon, and he's like, actually, I love it, but donating it to the Riverside Historical Society for display is, I think, what my dad would want, so it's fine with me. So we have some individuals like that, but we want to encourage individuals who might not be thinking like, I don't have anything, I don't know what would be appropriate. Easiest things for individuals often are pictures, and that's quite fine. I was talking with Miss Bonita yesterday, and I'm like, what about recipes, guys? You know, these historic ladies at the church that were just great cooks, and like anything in their handwriting or anything that they've done, pictures of them in the kitchen to put with their recipes would be great. She's like, I never thought about that. So, as a matter of fact, Benny, could you hand me that book that Bonita sent? Somewhere there. I'll just go get it. Bring that recipe book if you don't mind, please. Something like this right here is extremely valuable. We need to have it appropriately displayed. Let's say this is a block, and we have this on there just by itself, okay? And back here, I have some things. Everything needs to be labeled like this. You know, I'm just giving you an example. Benny, did you have the other example with where we put it in that little clear plastic?
I think that's just right there. That's something with the plastic on.
Yes, this is one. But what we want to do really today is try to write the little script that will be printed to put on these. So besides you, Andrea, there's cardboard. Where's that little thing that said circa 1800 or something like that?
I thought that was on your bookshelf over there. Oh, here it is. I see it.
Yeah. So I got a few items here.
Here you go.
So this is another way to display, to give, you know, so somebody passes, so that number one, the items that someone has shared with us, individuals can appreciate what do they call it, it starts with a P, it's not the progeny, what's the word? It has history. For example, if I have a picture of General Jackson, but I also have a letter and know that General Jackson was related to so and so and so.
Genealogy.
Yeah, but it's a P. Provence. Yeah, I think it's Provence or something like that. It has Provence. Yeah. So a lot of things. So I have some that are like pictures or pages of a book. This is another way where I can still protect the material. Let me see if this is my archival paper. No, not this one. Archival safe, 100% acid free. Okay, for now. So I'll stick things in there. I'll take that off. We need to write a label, you know. So for example, if this were recipes, you stick recipe, and then, you know, recipe through the ages, or, you know, from the greats, the Riverside greats, you know. And we're not only talking about individuals from way back. You still have great cooks now. They have a recipe. That's fine, because we are also collecting history as we go along. So it's not just back then, but think about now. So that's the work we have to do to kind of set up. Now this particular, this is an interesting little part. This was, this is a reprint, an update from Benita Dudley, whose mom had her minister wives and friends give her recipes, and she compiled it, and she did that in the 70s. In 2010, Benita realized that mom was not quite the same in terms of going out for Christmas gifts and whatever. And so what Benita did, her daughter, she went ahead and typed out all of the recipes in this book that her mom had compiled, and added some pictures to the book. And so there's little stories about it. And so this is what we call revised and reprinted in 2010. So like this, all I need now to add to the Provence is a picture of the original, right, or Benita with her mom, and put that beside it, and now we have a story.
Good. Timeline.
Yeah, so even though, you know, so she might just keep the original, but we have what the reproduction is, and it's really, really nice. I have in my pantry some copies of recipes from Erling K. Mack, Gazetta Ho Roberts, what's her name?
We talked about this.
Sister Carrie, Marvin Carey, stuff like that.
You have any from Chris Brucker?
No,
I'm
we
trying to
just
get
got to that thought.
Uh-huh.
And when it comes to clothing, that's another thing. I used to play on the softball team. Carolyn, you were on the volleyball team when I came here 30 years ago. There was a Riverside volleyball team.
What a league. Saturday night.
Yes, and I was like, I don't know if I can, you know, go up to these girls. Remember Helen Beer?
Yeah.
She run circles around people. So even if you have the
Pictures?
picture or the sweater,
I have a uniform from the old softball team.
you have a uniform
I do.
with the softball team.
Yes. I was wondering. I kept it for
And I think Claire may have one.
The yellow.
Yeah, my softball team was like green, and Perry on Gordon was on the team, and
I played on the team.
That's true.
who was this guy? He was an EMT, Bobby.
Oh, Bobby Coles.
Bobby Coles. Okay, so all those names and those history, and now we do have a current team that plays. You have, you know, sports,
Yeah.
and so you do a sports series. You know,
That's good.
what's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, the trophies.
Oh,
all of that.
Fitness challenge stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fitness challenge. All of those. You know what? I think I have some fitness challenge trophy. All of those things are part of our history.
That is good. That's good stuff.
Okay, so this is what we're trying to do, guys. I'm just here trying to stimulate and whet your appetite
Is there an
about.
announcement about it?
Huh?
Is there an announcement about it? Do people know we're trying to?
An announcement about what?
Like, do people know we're trying to collect
They will find out.
next week?
That's a part of the process.
It's
today.
been-
Oh, okay.
Our chief met with
Corey.
Corey Green.
Oh.
This week.
Along with Earl and some others. And starting next week, there will be announcements about this. The whole month of November is going to be Heritage Harvest. We will have big things
that's
like
cool.
this in the lobby that have heritage.
We'll probably have this one, and we'll get a new one over here.
Yeah, the displays.
So how many people bring it, you have somewhere they're gonna give it?
Right. So, okay, Benny, you want to talk about the
Yeah.
I want to
logistics?
ask you one question.
sorry.
So I'm thinking there were lots and lots of trophies in the
Shadow
center, in the center ones.
Yeah, the cases in the backside, when you go up to the baptismal pool, there's a lot in that case.
Right, and years ago, there were lots of things like Bible Bowl
Right,
and
all that stuff.
all of that shows
Some of
how
it may be
active we
upstairs.
were.
Right.
So I think if Earl could check through some of those boxes, I know some things they were keeping in a locked space, the oval room, but then the stuff from the cabinets, I don't know where they were placed,
Yeah, I
but
don't
Earl
know where
would
the
know.
cycle comes from.
Earl would know. Well, and those are old dates.
And also, our Sabbath school was featured in Southern Tidings. We had, back in the day, the different Sabbath schools had different names, and their mission, they had a mission project, an outreach, an inreach, and study, and they competed against each other to have the Sabbath school flag beside their section in the church. That's all the treat was. It was just to have the flag. So you're the star this week, right? More Bible study, so you got the Bible study flag over here.
Yeah, there were several categories. There was an offering that was based on attendance, how many people studied their lesson and all those
Yes.
things.
We
So
used to
that was
take stats on those things.
We did.
Oh,
yes.
but
Remember
that
that?
was,
Because
yeah.
some articles were
AY
probably
used to
distributed.
be person's health.
Person's
Yeah.
health.
And that little lay activities card
Right.
that you answered each
Even
Sabbath.
those cards are important now
Yes.
as we try to
gold
start
cards.
to tell the
They were
story.
gold.
Yeah.
Anybody has
With the office.
an AY songbook?
Say it again.
You have one?
I think
What was your question?
If he took, hold on, if he got the glass, he probably got. Do you have a pew? Excuse me.
Where's the glass one?
There's a guy.
from the old church.
The burn. The burn.
He just happened to be there.
No, we actually got it.
Who has a? Anybody has a bench?
No, we don't
I
have
could
that.
have. I could have had
But
one.
these
We
are the
didn't
kind
have
of
the
things
space
that we
to
can
put it.
ask people over the next 4 weeks. We can ask people very specifically, what do you have? Do you have old videos? Do you have old cassette tapes? Do you have old, somebody asked me the other day, do you have a CD of the Brothers? The original, the Brothers of Nashville. Can we get some of that stuff?
Maybe
Your
have one.
father
We
should get
need
that.
it for
Your
you.
father
You want
should
to
get
Eddie
that.
Williams and
You see that? He's monetizing this thing.
Yes, sir.
Right. But here's what we need to do. We're gonna have to form some groups to get this done. Part of what we wanted to do today was to make some assignments. Like today, we have to do, and hopefully these two guys are gonna help us along with Cedric, we need to do a short video that they're gonna play before church and after church, talking about the Historical Society, what we're trying to do, and asking people to participate. So I spoke to Will about this the other day, and he said he wouldn't be here today, but you guys would, and that we could work on pulling that together, and maybe even some shots from this meeting, some shots of stuff, something like that, with an voiceover saying, we're going to be collecting these items in the month of November. Also, when we do this in November, after church every Sabbath in November, we're going to go in multi-purpose room. We have 4 tables set up. We're purchasing some items that we can use with our cell phones that will be able to scan whatever people bring. If they don't want to give it to us, we can scan it. And we would have legal documents for them to sign if they want to give it to us, if they want to let us hold it for a while. And also a legal document releasing them, allow us to use those pictures. So we want to have 4 tables according to what your father, what Mike said, and we have 4 you guys in the 4 different places to scan and collect these items. But we also need some of us there also to help kind of monitor the process as people come in. So we give them 4 weeks, because they may come and say, well, I didn't bring anything, but I may have this at home. And the next week they bring it. So I wish Sharon would say, we're gonna need a system to catalog and keep up with all this stuff.
I think we need to I'm assuming that the lobby is gonna be sort of decorated with these things.
Yes, the lobby will be decorated. Yeah.
And then when the people come out, we wanna make sure that someone's directing people to go that way, right?
Yeah, because people don't go to the fellowship hall, and I'm afraid that we'll get lost over there. Is there any way we just, if church is over, can we just be in the lobby?
We can.
Do we have to move?
We also want to produce a flyer. We want people to pass out after church to direct people there. So since we're talking about that, can we choose a couple of people now to stand at each one of the doors and say, do you have something to donate to the Historical Society? Let me walk you over to the lobby, or tell them where to go.
And what about punch and cookies?
After church? That's true.
No, it would be hot apple cider right now.
Whatever. I was saying, if you tell somebody there's something in
Some
eats
hot
in there,
cider,
they're
that's
gonna.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, we could have hot apple cider, that will work.
Put it down to take
All
the
right. There you
To receive stuff, put Jackie down
Just
as a
saying.
Okay.
You gonna catalog? Yeah, and who donated, whose stuff is what?
You better know.
Because then we have to get the stories.
Record keeping.
Well, we're gonna need labels to put on, like Hope said, we need these plastic sleeves. When people bring us pictures and documents, we need to put them in those plastic sleeves, put a number on it. Someone needs to be recording that number in a book somewhere so we can keep up with all this stuff. So before we leave today, we need to have these teams in place to capture this stuff.
So what you
Who's on my team?
what you could do temporarily until you get the non-acetate situation, you can get the plastic sleeves, a notebook, a plastic sleeve that they can slip.
So I have some sleeves.
Yeah,
Bought some.
So she bought a whole
Yes,
box.
I did.
Okay.
No, this is not a whole box of sleeves, but.
but you can take those and then just have
Okay,
a big
so-
3-ring binder, so as they.
Some binders, okay,
give 'em
okay.
At least the things that we have, I didn't want to people managing it. So I have this size,
That's great.
this
And do we have
size,
labels so we can peel off
this
and
is a
put
little
on there?
longer,
Yeah, do you have
and then
that?
these little
That's good.
shorter ones.
The option.
If we
And
have labels, we need some peel off labels. People are gonna have, I guess, the little magic.
I tried that again.
Okay, okay. All right,
But this I can put in the computer
okay.
and print.
So you'll be there with a printer and computer can print these off?
Me?
Somebody's
I don't
gonna,
have a printer.
huh?
We
She'll
do have a printer.
pre-make
We do have a
those, and
printer.
then whoever's receiving it can take.
Yeah, I'm gonna ultimately create this
Right.
all the time. Or like I said, these are different, so this is just an idea. So,
But that'd be for display,
so these boards,
but not for collection.
we cut them into, I
Yeah.
bought this precision knives too.
Yeah, but that'd be for display, not for collection though.
Yeah, we're just talking about.
Collection right now.
So even for collection, this would be fine.
That'd be fine, but I wanna make sure we have the people
Do
in
you
the
need
right
something
position.
else?
We have the sleeves, we have the labels, we need markers.
When you
Permanent
put them
mark.
in a sleeve, where does the sleeve go? Like a
That's what I'm
binder?
saying about, I wish, what's the name was here. We're gonna need some boxes, we need a box at each table. We're supposed to have 4
This is
tables.
only
Right.
my one
So
little
it's like
box
2 people per table?
Well,
at my trimmer.
Cause I know we're scanning, you gotta ask us to scan,
yes,
so somebody else is there
so
to.
those 4 guys are gonna be scanning, we're gonna need at least one person with them at each table to collect, to catalog, and I don't know, do we wanna get people's name and address and all that kind of stuff, or we just want to have them sign off?
You probably need to
We
get
need
a
to get
name
that
and a
information.
telephone number at least.
So we know what.
Yeah.
So we need a registration thing.
No, if she makes the labels, maybe it could be named.
Or you can have those and you just by hand tear it off and stick on whatever item because
That's
this
gonna
pulls
take-
off.
Okay, if we could get it pre-printed, that will save a lot of time than you literally having to create a whole new label.
Okay, what would you want us to put on the label? We probably should write that down.
That's what I'm saying, it should be a name.
Who's our secretary today?
Well, I'm writing, usually,
Poor thing.
it's supposed to be Jackie, but she don't, go ahead, no, go ahead. Name, what else on the label?
A contact number.
Need an email too.
Contact, I see what that is. Email, that's your
So
right.
these are originals here?
Name,
And
contact
you
number,
might
email.
wanna number it as you receive it.
Well, that's what I was saying.
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying.
Some type of,
Take that number.
yeah, some type of number
We
system.
need a number system, yeah. Okay, I'll talk with, what's her name,
Sharon.
our library expert, and see if we can figure out a
Well,
way
then
to.
Paula,
And
Paula
Paul,
too.
yeah, both of them are not here.
Paula and Sharon.
Okay.
Where's that from? Paula, what is Paula?
Riverside, the
Talking
hospital,
now,
when
the
they open.
magazine?
I don't want to.
Yeah,
No, I have copies of it.
okay. Oh, the other
I
thing, the other thing we need to have today is,
We should bring some.
we need to have someone on the 22nd, the 28th, which is next Sabbath. Corey wants to interview somebody at 11:25 from our group for the church. And I think Hope, are you gonna do that?
I'm on the other side.
Oh, no, and, sorry, me?
For the interview with Corey at 11.
What is he gonna ask me?
Well, he said that he said we're the first.
It's only 4 minutes.
We'll get together and then can create the questions.
Okay.
Well, that's gonna be a 4-minute interview.
You're great at this kind of thing, Chet.
Y'all do it together.
No, they're.
Sure, we'll do it together.
Yeah. Do it together. Do it
Cause
together.
you're quick
You
with
and
it.
Hope to do that?
I'm
Yeah,
not.
good deal.
I'm flat
So
footed.
they're gonna get it, but like Melvin.
It's quick,
like,
though, it's
or
quick.
Ricky Benson, or somebody who literally has grown up and been a part of all three of those areas.
Melvin, would you do
Mel-
the interview?
Melvin, you've been here.
I was gonna say that myself.
No, you, Melvin.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Um, So,
Okay,
we want this is gonna be a promo, so
Yeah.
we want all the energy, but you gotta be brief.
We'll make
And-
Wayne do it.
No,
I mean,
that's fine, he's gonna interview.
We're putting you there.
Melvin, can you do it in 2 sentences?
Give up.
No,
No,
I can be concise. I was just asking
Okay.
the question.
Yeah,
Yes. You're right.
I've got to turn that name into, what's his name, tomorrow, so.
so like this is an original.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we're gonna do those.
Yeah, Corey was emphasizing that it has to be.
That's a
Sir.
lot of good stuff.
Yeah, these came out of, I went to Dr. Benson's house before he passed away, and he gave me these.
And we've also asked Pastor Jones
That is
to preach
Dr.
a sermon on November 4th, our first Sabbath. We've asked him we've asked Pastor Jones on November 4th to preach a sermon concerning history. Somehow in his sermon, it's going to deal with history and somehow tie in the history of Riverside and all that stuff. So Corey is I've spoken to the pastor about it. Corey's supposed to speak to him this week, and we're supposed to get that nailed down too. And hopefully the music, that whole Sabbath, November 4th, will be a reflection of some kind of way of dealing with history. Hopefully.
Well, Benny, on the 11th is what they're going to do. They're going to do throwback.
Yeah, explain that to me. What's throwback?
Apparently, that was already maybe
In the
in the
making.
works, or
They've
they
done throwback
periodically
before. Yeah,
do
they-
throwbacks. And
Yes.
so Corey thought a throwback Sabbath might be a good intersection. The first week, people to bring stuff they might not remember, but right there in the middle on the 11th, he gives some more focus.
So what do we have to do for throwback Sabbath?
I think, what day
That's
did
the
he tell you
fullness
that
of
we
the
need?
program,
What
the
day did we
fullness.
need to be doing the invocation and all of that?
Okay, that's throwback Sabbath. On the 11th, we need someone to do invocation, offering, hymn of the morning, and birthday announcement. Someone from this group will have those responsibilities.
Jackson, do you like to talk?
Yes. Wait. You said, am I gonna talk for the interview thing?
No.
Okay.
No, what would you like?
Very-
Birthday, offering, invocation,
Because we would
Any of
like
those
one of our
songs,
young people
like-
up there.
any of those sound like
And this is like for a certain Sabbath.
November the 11th?
November the 11th.
Okay. For my options again? So you said
The
birthday,
options-
offering.
The options are, let me go back to this, it says invocation, offering, hymn of the morning, birthday announcement, so four people.
I'll do birthday announcements.
Okay.
Oh, he wants birthdays. Ah,
Okay, Jackson will do BDs.
Let me go ahead and mark my
Okay, who's gonna do invocation? Oh, Jackie had her hand up.
You like youngest, I don't know how this sounds.
What?
The invocation on June,
You'll do a good
November
job.
11th.
Mel, what about that? Too early for you?
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know.
She's saying
I
next
don't
week.
know.
They want you 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks, man, y'all burning.
See, you do it, Mel, you know you're
Carol with
doing
invocation.
Yeah. He nominated
Carol
me.
said she'd be out of town there.
You're out of town?
Now, Mel,
Oh, so Mel, you want to switch? I do the
Yeah.
interview and you do the invocation?
The invocation being.
Like, almost like, is that called
It's a
to?
welcome meeting.
Called, it's not called to worship. What is
the
invocation?
first person goes.
Chet, would
what's
you
the
please
name?
tell us what it is? You should be on worship committee.
It's been so long since we did that.
Prayer.
It's prayer, opening
Oh,
prayer.
But you do the
Opening
throwback
prayer.
style, that's why we call it invocation.
So back, oh, is now,
What is that? I'm sorry, don't listen to me, I'm like, no.
no, no, no.
That one's all you have to do.
Honey, it's not called to worship,
Okay, let
correct?
me do Ricky then.
You want to say it too?
Ricky, we put Ricky, he's not here to decline.
Oh, wow.
So,
And what about Paula?
well, we have invocation, offering, hymn, and the hymn of the morning. So you still have offering and hymn of the morning.
Somebody who sings should
What
have
is the,
him.
what is the other one?
And I'm looking around here and they're looking so good.
That's
Yeah,
so
Uncle Dwayne, he said Dwayne
Huh?
Hamilton. He said Dwayne Hamilton will do hymn of the morning.
we got-
And Paula could almost do invocation.
Where are you gonna be?
Dwayne Hamilton for what? Him?
Him. In case he has to raise his arm.
And who for?
So did he ask us someone to sing? Is that what you're saying?
No, you have to announce the hymn, but what if you have to start the song?
So right now we have Jackson for birthdays, we have invocation, I put Ricky Benson, we have Dwayne Hamilton for him, we need somebody for offering, unless you want to switch up some other things. Who's doing the offering?
Paula.
Let Paula do it.
Okay.
Paula. And they can all negotiate among themselves. Chet, anything? Any ideas? I'm looking
About
what we've just been
what?
discussing.
I can do it. You just don't have a song on your program, right?
No,
Oh dear
So,
Father.
you know,
What did he say?
So that means you have.
What did he
He's
say?
doing the offering?
No, he said he'll sing. Stop it.
He can do all hell. We all know all hell.
Andrea-
Honey, honey,
I don't know.
David said you can do all hail.
It's like
Well, I guess
everything's so different now.
they are, but typically, Melvin's asking a good question. He's asking, what do you say when you get up there? Now they have that teleprompter thing, and whoever's up there at the podium actually reads off that teleprompter as to what you're supposed to say when you're up there, especially for the birthdays and all that stuff, and all that stuff. You actually read off the teleprompter, but I understand the teleprompter was broke today, so if you looked at it today, you'd be on your own.
Yeah, so it's not gonna be something that's gonna take long.
Right, because so it takes a couple of minutes.
Yeah, not even that long, seconds.
Right, second.
It takes, you have, well, if they're, it depends on how many people maybe having birthdays.
Right.
And then,
Right. Okay.
and,
Honey, what would you like to do? I think the people like to hear you. I'm just,
And one video he responded to frequently.
okay, we got everything, Benny? So we good?
I'm going through this now to see. I'm gonna contact Kate Higgs, there's some other things that need to be done, but I can do those behind the scenes. To make sure the rooms are set up and we have everything we need done.
Oh, yeah, the contact the big.
Hey, he's still be out of town. Benny.
Corey said we have to contact
Yeah.
Kate regarding access.
I'll do that.
Hey, Benny,
Yes.
Case will still be out of town, ain't you?
Well, she's in Europe. She'll be back.
Oh, she'll be back?
Yeah, she'll be
Okay.
back. But I'm gonna send her, it's done by email.
Okay.
And my guess is since, someone will be responsible for reviewing those emails even while
Okay.
she's gone. But I'll post that in tomorrow.
She should be back on Friday.
Now, what I need somebody to explain to me, what is a throwback Sabbath mean? What do we do on throwback Sabbath?
Going back.
Things that
old
we
time.
used to do.
Previous, like.
So we
previous year.
sing more hymns than praise songs.
Okay.
Go back.
Um, We're a little bit more sedate.
You're going backwards, roll back.
So the offering is
Maybe the old timey
sort of
offering.
like, you know,
Not all of them,
you know, bring
A
your
lot of it is the
offering
music.
or
We can ask,
Very-
we can ask Corey, I mean, we, you know, specifically.
But I know one thing is
October 28th.
hymns.
October 28th.
That's
Praise
when
God.
the minister
That's
plays
one of the
at
biggest
7.
differences.
And then the drone show this
I'm not sure.
I'm in for anything.
So Corey said that we would set up a table, well, that was then canceled. We learned subsequently that that was
Right.
canceled. But at that point, you were saying we could set up a table, and whatever we needed to do. And said if we had a video, we could play the video.
Right, and I'm working on video. I spoke with Tony Brown, and I'm supposed to get together with these two guys. We're gonna try to need that video probably done by Wednesday or Thursday, because they wanna play it next Sabbath.
Okay.
That's a 1 minute video.
It's a 1 minute video. So,
And it, you know,
yeah.
1 minute video does not mean
Yeah, it doesn't.
1 minute of filming.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Okay,
filming.
let me tell you
that. Right, yeah, and while I'm talking, let me give you an update on the office space, the Dudley Foundation. I was on the phone with them on Thursday night, and the contractor was on the call too. It looks like the earliest that building will be ready is the 1st of February. So I'm thinking give them another 36 days, because that's what he's saying.
What about Christmas?
Because, and to your point, Calvin, they just started working inside. They haven't put up any of the walls or anything inside at all. They haven't done anything inside. So, Bert is gonna be in town on the weekend of the 18th. He said that's Benita's birthday. So I asked him, could some of us go in the building with him to kind of look at things and see where they are?
I want you to take a picture of history.
Okay, so what I would like to arrange for those who want to tour the building
As it's coming up.
as it's coming up, and maybe we can look at the space. And the other thing he told me was, they went back and they decided to put in some kind of elevator from the basement to get upstairs. And it happened to fall right into the space where we were.
Oh! Wow!
So it's gonna take some of the space we had.
Okay.
So I don't know how much, but when we go in there, because they finished putting the lift in, so we'll get a chance to see and take a look and see, because what we had discussed earlier with Kelly was we wanted to be involved in picking out maybe the walls, maybe have some built-in shelves, how the lighting is gonna look. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. We find out more on the 18th, or that weekend, how much space we have. So whoever's in town that weekend, I would like to invite you. I'll let Bert know that a group of us would like to tour the building and maybe possibly see what we're gonna have, what space we'll have in there.
So are they thinking about giving us space elsewhere, or no, that's it?
We have
Okay,
to,
we
we have
don't.
to see. I don't know. He didn't say how much more the space they had to use, because we had something, I think he told me it was 14 by 14, which is like 196 square feet. It was about a little larger than half of a car garage. So the original space was about the size, if I kind of measured it off in the house. So I don't know how big this thing is, I don't know how big this thing is, and how much more space it took from what it allowed us, and whether or not it's gonna allow us to just build somewhere, just pick up that space somewhere else.
Yes, I have actually.
We'll know on the 18th when we go in there and we can kind of screen.
I'm not even.
Yeah.
You reference it.
Huh?
That's not good.
Yeah, well,
So like how you feel.
it is what it is. We will have some space to fill.
But I think it's also good if we even have pictures of what we have already to put there, so they have an idea.
Right.
We do need space.
Right, right. And which brings me to another point. When we collect all this stuff on the 4th, the 11th, and whatever in November, we're gonna need a place to put that. To store it.
Pastor, Wade had said that's what we have.
And that's what I was gonna broach. I will contact him, we make a note. I will contact Pastor Wade and let him know we will need space. Because when we collect these things, I don't think, I'm not gonna suggest that we take them to our houses like we do now. We have stuff scattered everywhere. So we're gonna need space to store whatever we collect.
Yeah, but whatever, when you speak of them, it has to be a temperature sensitive space. space,
Right.
you know, so it doesn't
Can't be a
damage.
garage.
Yeah, so he said that we can store things at his office at the within the South Central building.
Okay.
So he didn't say a storage area, so I'm assuming all that's gonna be temperature controlled. But I will call him this week and find out for sure. I need some
They
more.
said downstairs he had things, you know,
Oh,
for the
Waiters.
different conference, for
Okay.
the different, was it churches?
yeah, right. So, well, we need some more people now to work in that room with the four. Jackie said she's gonna work at a table, right?
Yes, sir.
We need 3 more people.
I'll work in
Okay.
there. I was direct.
These are the people that are
You're just
At the
saying,
scanning
pointing
Yeah, it's a
to.
scanning table.
Yeah, another 3 of us are
We're
scanning.
scanners.
So you scan.
The three of us,
All
yeah.
right.
So
Well, I'll
we
work
got
at a
Melvin, Jackie.
table.
Okay, and with Melvin, Jackie, and Annette.
What time do you want us to be at the table?
It'll be after church.
It'll be 4 tables, is that correct?
4
Or
tables.
three?
The way we have it understood is 4 tables in the 4 different corners of the room, because Michael said they need to be separated because I guess there'll be some activity and maybe some noise levels. They want to keep that thing separate.
So one
hold on.
assistant to
After
be
church.
with one of you guys, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Benny,
Yes.
if I recall what the issue with the 4 tables,
Mhm.
Mike was thinking that what we would also do if individuals came and wanted to say something, so we were going to be
Oh, video.
taking some
Taping.
oral.
Oh,
Right.
that was my next question.
And so that is
Where we
why
gonna do
there
oral
are 4
videos? Okay.
tables, yeah, because we would separate like the person who is, you know, a memory, given whatever,
Okay.
or if somebody's interviewing somebody else.
I think it's important to have, to get people, back to directing people to that thing. I think the last time we did something like this, we had people at the, say, booths or the tables in the front lobby, because a lot of people would come by and they would say, oh, what's this? So somebody there, you know, that's like to say, hey, this is, you know, you're able to tell people,
Yeah.
this is this, they get more interested, then someone can say, okay, yeah, so if you have anything, you can go, you know, and direct it that way. I just feel like it's important to have a presence in the front lobby.
Well, we can do that. We pretty much used up all people we have here, but I'm pretty sure that.
But it goes right back to the question.
Mhm.
Why isn't it that we can't use the lobby
Because it's going to be
Yes.
too busy.
for for direction?
For direction, yeah. We will have a table in the lobby. That's already been approved by Corey and the group. We will have a
Okay.
table in the lobby. But Michael said we didn't want to do any work in the lobby. He said that'd be too busy. People bumping
Okay, so
around and
now
whatnot.
that takes care of the situation you just brought up.
Yeah, but we need
It was
somebody
a
to man it though. We need some. I'd like to have at least 2 people out there. There are people who are not here, like Killen Sears is not here.
Charles
I would
and-
rather be in the
and,
lobby than
Sharon.
have some of those other people.
You got to be in the lobby.
Who,
Okay.
who will do that, Mel? You'll do that
Bobby said he'll do the lobby.
in the lobby
Yeah.
area?
That's what the lobby, the
No.
lobby is.
Okay.
That's every week.
That, you know, that's every week, Mill, that's every week in the month.
1 week.
No, for next week, right?
No, that's
No.
for the week, the
No.
month of November.
From the month of
The
November.
4th, the 11th, the 18th,
Yeah.
and the 20th.
Next week we'll just have a table there and maybe some displays talking about what we're going to do for the next 4 weeks.
That's just explaining.
Explaining. And what I would like to do, because
Are you all gonna set up next week, the
Scanners.
scanners?
no, the scans will start November 4th.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
They'll start on the 4th. Now,
We
you're
always
not
have
out
the
of
scanners
town?
already.
Benny?
You're out of town when?
He won't be out of town, I'll be out of town.
Oh.
already
He'll be here.
I guess.
I guess some.
Okay.
You know, my CD, maybe if I took it over to Fisk, the Smithsonian would convert it to me, digitalize it for me.
It's no problem. You got a CD, I can do it. It's not a problem.
Yeah,
What's on it?
oh, it's like, I don't know, because it's on CD now. A Valentine Banquet.
Oh, did you ever? I've got most of the pictures on the website that I put together from everything that we did. I was taking pictures, and I can send it to you.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
And
You have a Valentine's banquet during that?
at the Valentine's banquet, I had the oh man, it had so much stuff on there. it's
I
not
still
even
think
funny.
I have the thing that you did before, that was on a rotating thing, it was a screensaver that you did. Remember you did that for the last one we did? It was a lot of pictures that you had on, I think it was F.H. Jenkins or something. And
Yeah,
then there was like, we had a display with a screen, a TV, and it would just run the picture, it was running the pictures. I think you set up as a screensaver that kept running.
what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send everybody this video from the day,
Oh.
so you can look at it. And then on that website, then I'm gonna send it the page. That I'm gonna send it to you. It's another one on there that has all the old pictures that I've taken from Riverside over the years, so you can see most of the stuff that's
So
been
would you be able to
taken.
put that in some way that can be on display in the lobby, you know?
Yeah, that's not a problem. It's not a
Figure out how
problem.
to-
And if he wants the video, for next week, a minute video, that's not a problem. That
Yes,
takes,
sir, next week, well, after this, you know, in November, but.
Yeah, so we need a promo video.
yeah, that's no problem. I just think the words. Give me some words.
Okay, what are the words that we use for promo video? I have no idea.
Mr. Bennett, do you have like a written out like mission for the organization? You have a written out mission for the organization?
Yes, I was just looking for that. I found that. Let me give that to you. We have a mission statement, a vision.
Yeah, I think that would probably be good for the video.
What about the papers?
To kind of introduce what we're talking about.
Okay, here's the mission and vision. The mission, Riverside Historical Society connects people to the past by collecting, preserving, and sharing stories. Okay, that's our mission, our vision. Enriching and transforming lives through understanding, viewing, and telling the sharing of our history. The values, we believe that increasing the public knowledge of the Riverside history has a profound societal, cultural, and economic benefit. So I can make a copy of this
You got it.
and get this to you. This
Would you like it?
has our goals and objectives too. I can send you copies. You have a copy machine?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to translate.
How many people want copies of these?
I do.
I do, if
I
I'm
can
gonna sit
send
at
all
a
of us
table,
to
yeah,
Okay.
we could be at the table, I can show them.
Yeah. So if we can use that verbiage and that thing that you guys are doing,
Yeah.
I think that'll work very well.
That
And
doesn't
then
count right there.
we,
Wait a minute.
the promo is for the entire month.
Right. There's one promo thing that you're doing for the entire month.
Yeah, and so it's talking about the scanning part every Saturday, but then also are we talking about the 11th?
Yes, the
Okay.
throwback. Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I had all the.
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
So as soon as you guys put that together, I mean, I don't need to approve it. Does anybody want to take a look at that before they send it to Tony? I trust you guys, huh?
Oh,
The Tony-
Who needs to be featured in that?
I don't know, Karen.
Yeah.
Footage just a few minutes ago.
I mean, I think whatever footage. I mean, if you guys want to take some footage of this, us sitting around talking.
Well, just a group
We didn't
maybe.
bring any cameras, so we don't have.
Oh, so and you don't really do it on your phone like I see those little
I
fake
don't think
movies.
you would want I think you'd want
Want that
some
kind
more
of quality?
production value,
Okay, yeah.
For what you want to do.
Yeah. Okay. I thought. I mean, I made a mistake. I thought I told your dad to tell you guys to bring something to tape today, but I guess I didn't. You know,
Yes, he didn't tell
you mean to say something and you don't say it. Jack, you know all about that.
No, you're doing a good job.
Oh my gosh. So according to my list that I have, we basically covered everything. Is there any new business, anything else we need to undertake today, talk about today? Because I think we really need to focus on getting everything right for November. People, their eyes will be on us. They'll be looking at what we're doing, how we're doing it, whether it's on point, organized, whether we can have everything ready to go.
Okay, can you just restate each week what is expected? Because we've been talking a little bit about everything all together, rehashing. So just for clarity,
For
Tell
next
us-
week,
okay,
next week is the 28th. Melvin will be interviewed at 11:25 for 4 minutes with Corey. You and Corey, you need to call Corey. Y'all will get together and put those questions together to kind of reflect on what's going to be going on. Let me find that text just a minute. Okay. 11:25 a.m. I'm going to contact Kate Higgs to make sure we have all the tables and things set up in the lobby. We have to submit a written announcement. I'll do that too. There's a form you have to submit an announcement to Yerika Major. I'll do that.
The table will be set out next week.
Next week, just what that table was today. 'Cause I spoke to Corey after church today. He said you guys will be at that table right there next week. Whatever you need to do for that, for having
And
that
what
space.
do you expect to happen at that table?
At that table next week, hopefully we will have a. I told them we need a flyer, some kind of little flyer we can put together maybe today that says the month of November will be Heritage Harvest Month at Riverside. And here's what Heritage Harvest means. This is what we're going to be doing through the month of November. Something very simple, maybe with a logo on it. Did Pastor Wade send you that
No,
logo
he
thing?
did. No, he didn't.
He sent me something. I'll share it with you.
How much
Did you
display
share it
will
with the Jackson? Let them see it.
Starting next week, how much display will be there? Will all this be there, or
Probably the one on the one with
This one.
the 1901 will be, and then I'll pass this around. He sent me late last night a copy of he and let's see.
Jackson and David, did you get any further with the
I just wanted to
with
know
the logo?
when will we come to set up like you did last time?
Oh, your dad. He said someone was.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. Let me show you.
This
one.
is the one. This is what Elder Wade has done. He's gonna have one like this.
It's Roger Wade.
Is it of the hospital or the conference?
No, she'll pass that around, and that's what it's going to be
On next week.
for next week. That'll be set up. This will be set up in the lobby.
And so Benny, how long will that table be out there? Before church until
I would like
after
that
church?
shop. I like that table to be out there before church and after church.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
next
Benny.
week our people will be going out to do the homeless ministry. So all of us, I won't be there next week for the whole thing. We leave at 1 o'clock to go out. So before then, I will be in there trying to get some stuff done.
Okay, Benny.
I'll produce it for you if you shoot it.
It's going to be a big one like that.
Ooh, Carolyn is reminding me how big and grand we were.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's what we had in the lobby?
Yes, remember?
I remember that.
Where did you get the bookcase?
What was the question?
It was at Jenkins, and then they were getting rid of it.
Excellent.
We've reached out to
Yeah, send it to me.
Paul Benson
Let me see.
and
Let me
to
send to myself.
Andy Dixon. They're going to provide for us some instruments and things from their father's offices.
Oh, wow.
And I talked to Paul and asked Paul if he would just be willing to donate and give that stuff to us. Paul Benson.
Yeah, he was a church there.
Yeah, we
Well, you know what?
when we saw us last Saturday, I think.
You know
I think
what?
that was a good thing, right?
That's a story to tell about.
That is.
And you know what, Earl? I called him last week.
Mm-hmm.
He responded right away. He sent me a letter, or some words on how it was at Riverside in the community.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Within 2 days, he had it to me. He was glad that I called
That's
him.
good. That's good.
Oh, he said it was glad
We were
that I
talking
called.
about what we need. So I may be calling some people later in the week to make sure that we have people to man this table that's out there, and we're gonna set up the displays. I guess on Friday night or something.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, so we get that. So that answers your question there, Melvin. And then that's all we're gonna do next week, and hopefully we get this flyer to pass out too.
I'll help you with that, because that's after you leave.
Okay, thank you.
I'll sit out there with
Okay.
someone
Okay.
after you leave,
Okay,
Benny.
right, and just pass out the flyer and tell people, or just talk, how you just talk people up. And then on the
Carolyn, you wanna sit with me?
I'm not sure I'll be able to next week. Is that
Okay.
that's something? If he doesn't, then yes.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
and
But
then,
I don't
Who am
mind.
I?
I don't mind.
Chopped liver? I'm sitting right here beside you. She's going with you. She's way over in
No,
California.
no,
You
I
are
saw you.
So So
Wait a minute,
Benny,
I thought you
Benny,
were
what I
at
was
other-
thinking in
other
terms
things.
of the infomercial, and this might be boring. Yeah, I had, Mel, you might want this to refresh yourself for the interview. I put it, so Benny, when I was,
They didn't do.
okay, a couple of things.
I'm gonna give this meeting 10 more minutes, which is above
Okay.
my hour. but
One of the things that, two things, let me start with the first one. I was thinking in terms of the infomercial. If like somebody said to Jackson, hey Jackson, I heard that you're in the Historical Society. Man, how did you get there? I thought that was the old people. And he's like,
Okay.
oh no, I am. Or you could say, I confess. But we are not just looking at the past. We are creating history. And so I'm a part of Riverside history in the making.
And have been for generations.
Right.
Which he has.
Right.
His
Yes.
grandparents.
And
I
then,
have your grandfather.
so I feel like you would be a very good person.
You have both of them.
Like your grandma was
And
at the
grandpa.
school, was at the nursing school, and then you said, by the way, we're doing some big things. We're going to be collecting.
I think that's neat. I think that's
So
neat.
you want to start with like a sketch almost, and not just like a.
Yeah, but it ultimately gets clipped. I don't know. So
And the reason I'm saying that, Hope, it ties in his grandfather, who is not Adventist, but Riverside was a part of his community that he grew up in, and he wrote the story about how he worked there as a teenager, how he got his first treatment there. I mean,
Wow.
so it's family, it's generation. And so
Yeah,
I kind of like the beginning of how he did
so
that.
to me, I think having a youthful face.
Yeah. They'll get
My-
That's a different,
Oh,
that's a
they're
different.
gonna ignore us when they see
Right.
it there.
Yeah, that's different.
Now, here's
That
the other
beautiful
thought that I had.
But I don't know what you think. So that was one thing. My second thing was, each time we come to these meetings, I'd like for us to have a 2-minute educational session where we ourselves are educated about our history, some aspect of our history. And today, just to give you a little taste of what we're thinking about, and you'll get assignments as to what history you'll research and present.
Before
Earl,
you do that,
you're gonna do his.
yeah, let me do 2 things right quick.
Okay.
One would be, we talked about at the last meeting, the pastor suggested setting up a 501(c) through the church. And I spoke to him again about that today. He's gonna have a board meeting, at the next board meeting, he will broach that. And he has this vision for this group being much larger than we are and having its own funding through the 501(c), maybe from the church also. So that is being worked on.
So how did that get switched?
What do you mean?
It was not positive in the first.
I'm not trying to answer those questions.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
just following up on what he
Follow
suggested. I
information.
spoke to your sister, the treasurer,
Okay.
and we're working to try to make that happen. If it can
Resolve.
happen, if not, we'll pivot to something else.
Okay.
Okay, but that was discussed. And the other piece was just to follow what Melvin was saying, after next week, then on the 4th, we don't really have much to do except in the rooms, outside in the lobby, in the rooms. On the 11th, we will be a part of the program for people who own the program. And then the next Sabbath, I think it's Thanksgiving. There was some question as to whether or not we should even do the Thanksgiving, but there'll be visitors there. So we may want to continue to do that. And then the 4th Sabbath, we'll do the same thing. One other thing we talked about is there may be some people who want to be actually interviewed like we did the interviews before. And my suggestion is that we schedule with them. We have someone at the table who can write down, get their name, and schedule an interview with them rather than try to do with all that noise and everything in those rooms.
That makes sense.
So we can say, when would you want to be interviewed? Here at the church or at your home, we'll schedule an interview.
Well, Ben, I have a suggestion. Sometimes people find it difficult to get out, especially the older population. If they're there, we don't want to run a risk of not having this follow through. Why not have a room reserved, room only, for taping of those people who would find it
We can
a
do that.
challenge
The
to
challenge with that is 4 people who would do the interviews and have the cameras would be doing the scanning. If we can find someone else, like, what's his name, Charles Johnson, or someone who has video experience and know what they're doing to help do that, then we can do that.
Oh, what about Tony Brown?
Yeah,
If
Tony
you
Brown
would be able
would be.
Okay. So thank you so much for your time, Earl. You wanna hear this? Hey, my grandma used to say, learn me something. Learn me something. You've been
Hey, maybe you guys can.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a spotlight. And I'm always excited about reading things about African American women. Because for the longest, African American women have been leaders in our families and in the community. And they have not really gotten a fair share as far as their contribution is concerned. And even in 2023, African American women still face the challenges that they ought not to be facing. So Dr. Charlotte Isabel Blake was born on June 10, 1876. She was born to Thomas Isabel and Frances Fanny Louise DeGod Isabel. He was a carpenter, she was a seamstress. And she was the first of 11 children. 6 of the children, unfortunately, died in infancy. Lottie was a Baptist for a significant part of her years. And in 1896, when she was 20 years old, she, her sister, Mamie, and mother converted to Adventism. Lottie had just completed a 2-year teacher's training course following graduation from high school in 1894, and she was planning to teach in the same public school in Columbus, Ohio, where she had been educated. Lottie's Bible instructor and some of the church members recognized her exceptional gifts and her intellect, and recommended that she pursue her education by getting into one of the Adventist nursing training school that was established in 1883 in Battle Creek, at the Battle Creek Sanitarium in Michigan. After enrolling in 1896, Lottie, along with other students, lived in the home of the well-known physician and head of the Battle Creek Sanitarium, Dr. John Harvey Kellogg. Kellogg from Kellogg's Cornflakes. Dr. Kellogg recognized Lottie's potential and mentored her along with some of the other promising students. When she completed the nursing program with the intent of becoming a missionary nurse in Africa, he guided her to study medicine at the American Medical Missionary College in Battle Creek. Now, this was Adventism's first medical school and a forerunner to Loma Linda University in California. So again, Lottie followed the advice of Dr. Kellogg and graduated at the top of her class from the American Medical Missionary College in 1902. Again, this is an African American female, 1902, graduating at the top of her medical school class. Now, you're not going to hear this many places because what you receive is what is being told and depends on who's telling the story. So Dr. Kellogg advised Dr. Isabel to give up her aspirations of serving in the mission fields in Africa and recommended to her that she serve in the southern United States. He recommended that she practice medicine and establish a sanitarium and nurses training center for blacks. She accepted a call to serve as the director of the Rock City Sanitarium in Nashville. And that had just been founded in 1901. So as I read, I'm trying to put things together. I'm trying to confirm that a lot of this is as accurate. And I've looked at many of the references, and I do believe it is. But I think this is amazing.
Wow.
So this is the Rock City Sanitarium in Nashville. Now, sure, she finished, and she did face some challenges because emphasis in her practice was natural remedies.
That was 1902?
1902.
Okay.
Sorry. So 1901. Yeah, 1902. The sanitarium had been founded
Right.
in 1901. This is 1902. In the face of some of these challenges, Dr. Isabel then moved her treatment room to the Hillcrest community just north of Nashville. I'm trying to yet confirm what they mean by the Hillcrest community. Whether it's the Hillcrest that we know, sometimes in history names change, geographical locales change, but the reference here is to the Riverside Sanitarium. This is the Hillcrest community just north of Nashville. The Rock City Sanitarium, of course, was the forerunner of the Riverside Sanitarium and Hospital. That was the first black Seventh-day Adventist medical facility in that region. So we remember at the back of the church there was George Hall, which was the nursing residence, named after Nellie Drew. And she was a philanthropist and leader who brought new life to the institution in 1927. Then I know she had something to do with the institution being turned over to the General Conference in 1935, and it was of course there until the closing of the hospital in 1983.
Because she didn't follow the vision that she had to work with Riverside at first. Went away, got a very terrible disease. Asked God if He healed her, she would come back and complete her project at Riverside.
Okay. Appreciate that. Yeah. I remember we were in the middle of refurbishing the building. I remember being there in a couple of Sundays. We had taken out, we were changing the roof, those ceiling tiles and so forth. And we were amazed. It wasn't a good building. And of course, then the fire occurred and took that building out. All right? All right, so in 1905, when I'm jumping and trying to be, present this in a, sequential manner here. In 1905, with the opening of the nursing school, or the nursing training program at Oakwood, Dr. Lottie recognized, well, let me say this here. She then went to Oakwood as part of that training program. She's recognized as the first black teacher and the first with a terminal doctorate level degree to serve at Oakwood.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it may be.
Bubba took like
Whether Blake Hall was named after her, and so, yeah, so I'm not sure.
Blake Center, I think that was named after Dr. Blake.
A different Dr. Blake.
Not John Blake. No, I want to do that.
So learning.
Because I learned. So of course she was Dr. Isabel there. Well, how did she become Dr. Blake? So she was in correspondence with a pastor, David Emmanuel Blake.
There you go.
right?
Yeah.
And Dr. Blake was born August 24, 1877 in St. James Parish, Jamaica. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in. And well, that's the whole thing about what we have been saying, that the fabric, you can separate things, you know?
Right.
So Dr. Blake, David Blake, was a pastor who then attended Mahara Medical College. And so then joined Lottie in practice. So upon graduation, the Blake family, they moved to Columbus, Ohio, where David organized a small group of believers into what grew into the current Columbus Ephesus Church. The Blake, I'm not going through everything, did have a period of time where they served as medical missionaries in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. So let me draw this to a close. At the age of 81, Dr. Lottie Isabel Blake retired from the practice of medicine in 1957. In her career, Dr. Blake passed 6 medical board examinations. She was licensed and practiced medicine in Tennessee, Alabama, Ohio, Panama, West Virginia, Pennsylvania. The American Medical Association honored her for her more than 50 years of medical practice. Dr. Blake, Lottie Blake, died at the age of 100 years of age, 1976. And just want to emphasize here that she was the first black Seventh-day Adventist physician. Let me make sure I got this right, because I want to give her all her accolades. So I'm trying to not make this too long. I might have skipped that point that I wanted to make, but I think this is amazing. Again, remember I said that this lady was born in 1876, and you would have thought that probably as a people we were not making any strides. This is the same young lady who graduated at the top of her class. All right, and that says the first black Seventh-day Adventist physician. I didn't say black male. All right.
First black period.
Right. So the first African American Seventh-day Adventist to become a degreed medical doctor.
Wow.
Right?
That's amazing.
So our hats off to this great lady. Great lady.
And help to start what we're talking about today. Runs deep.
Yes.
Say her name one more time.
Charlotte Lottie Cornelia Isabel Blake.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Isabel.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Isabel. Yeah, Isabel, not Isabel. Isabel. ISBL.
Oh, okay.
So Charlotte Cornelia Isabel, and then became Blake.
And she practiced in several states.
Yeah.
You know, back then, I mean, she was traveling, she was moving.
Yeah, I read, I'm trying not to continue. So I did read this scenario where when she went to do the Alabama boards, she entered a room, and there's a room full of white male, and how she was looked at, or not looked at, disrespected. And then when the person announced the results of the exam, she had gotten the best grade. And then the attitudes changed. Everybody wanted to sit beside her, copy her answers. Alright? Yeah. So still goes on, no, that has not changed.
Ain't that something?
Yeah. So I think that's just amazing. That's just, it's amazing.
Good.
1876.
Good stuff, Earl.
I didn't say 1976. If you heard the story in 1976, we probably would not have been that surprised. You know?
Same
But
with Tulsa.
1876, 100 years before that.
Well, thank you so much.
Very good.
And this is something we're trying to add to our meetings. So the next meeting, oh, Karen, go ahead.
I guess my thought in all this is somehow this history, everyone should know it in the church. There should be little, lack of a better word, displays or something all around the church where we can put history information.
And you
So
walk
people
that
can
kind
see
of
Like
it.
a museum.
Yeah, that way,
We should.
that way all of us know it. We know it now, but the rest of the church doesn't know it. The young people, the like 5 and 6 year olds, they don't know. They need to know it. They need to know that there are people that look like them. That this doctor stuff didn't just start 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
Happened then. So
Yeah.
we need to
This is,
somehow we gotta get it out.
we gotta get our stuff together and get it done.
And I think, as you said that, the church itself, the way it's structured, affords us the opportunity to go around in a circle.
Yeah.
If you go down to the Brentwood Library at the back, there's just a walkway, and along the walkway, there are little plaques that tell us stories, like this is number 4, and then this is number 5, and the story
It's not,
continues.
yeah, absolutely.
And as you walk, you are reading a story.
And we,
In the Jewish synagogue, they have shoes from kids from the Holocaust.
Wow.
In our church,
You never
we
forget.
have over 100 years of history.
yeah.
This needs to be, our kids should say, oh, I know what that is, that's so and so. There's little kids that learn it, they can learn it fast.
Yeah, kids are smart. Oh, history.
I'm sorry.
No, wait, no, I agree.
Because I'm one of those kids that I grew up, I never saw a black guy. So all of this was new to me, whereas now, he lives among everybody. So,
Dime a dozen.
Yeah.
She was
And Riverside still is an anomaly. And that's healthcare professionals in one church.
Oh, yeah, last week I
That's a
started
healthcare
counting
worker.
just now, and there were 14 doctors in our church.
Right.
I got up to 14 and then I stopped.
Which Benny, not just healthcare workers, we have enough
Much less the rest.
And
Much less
Riverside,
other
that could run a
practitioners.
Yeah, absolutely.
That could run a country.
Yeah, because I know one time we
They
had
had
over,
nurses,
True.
pharmacists, we have
over
now
30, 40.
speech
You know.
language pathologists.
30, 40.
Carolyn's background is not my background, is not yours, and sometimes you're part of a history that you don't even appreciate. Carolyn come in as a more of a newbie then to this was an anomaly, and so maybe we don't appreciate it as much as those who have come to join us, but it is still a reminder that we still need to do this work.
So I have two things to say. One, I want to say thanks to Early Hope.
Everything was great.
Everybody just felt at home. I mean, it's like, I don't think I'm leaving. I'm gonna get on that couch right over there and go to sleep.
I got it.
Oh, somebody gotta give up a couch somewhere. And the last thing is that again, when we have these meetings, I can't tell you how it makes me feel. We have a job to do.
Yes, we did.
And all the obstacles, things get in the way and we don't do everything right. But this story needs to be told.
And we certainly appreciate the leadership we have.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt that Benny is dedicated person who really takes this seriously, and so we do appreciate what you are doing.
Thanks for taking the lead with us, cause what then? You know, and as you said, if we don't, who will?
If we don't, who will? And when? I mean, you know, it's been going on. We're gonna close up, we're gonna ask Miss Annette to give us a closing prayer.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful Sabbath day, for the time to share and worship and praise to you. You've given us such beautiful weather, the wind, the air, and then to be in the home of Hope and Earl. It'd be so freeing, relaxing, and just comforting. And we thank you for this group that's speaking with the purpose, Lord, of spreading good news. Good news to educate our community, our church, our loved ones, the appreciation be shown to those that work many decades in your service in healing your community and all different styles of life. As we go about our duties, let us seek you first. And Lord, please bring to our minds those things that are necessary to be shared with others. As we prepare for travel toward our various homes, give us safety, give us clear vision, and help us to look together for greater things as we prepare to share more about our dear old Riverside. In thy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. And I want to say I appreciate you young people for coming.
Yeah.
And bring some more that would inspire the young people in our community to take hold of this, because you all been taking it and running with it. So let's try to set it up, tee it up for you. And
We need to
run with it.
Yeah.
I do think we need to review it before we
Nothing
go.
like
Sure,
it.
sure. So, video